Hello, my name is David Buttery. I'm the City Manager for the City of Woodland Park. Today is September 11th, Patriots Day. I'd like to give you a tour of Lions Park, and it's fitting that this tour happens on this most memorable day in our community. Let's walk down the steps and enter Lions Park together. Lions Park was created in 1975 in a cooperative spirit between the Lions Club, mostly World War II veterans, and Intermountain Rural Electric Association, IREA. They placed in this park 51 flagpoles and a small asphalt walkway. Each of those flagpoles represented our states and our country. In 1992, a partnership was created between the City of Woodland Park and the 4th Engineer Battalion in Fort Carson. And on a cold, blustery day in May, a 52nd flagpole had been erected to fly the U.S. Army Corps of Engineer flag that you can see still flies today, 25 years later. Let's move around the park and talk about some of the symbolism that is present here after 9/11. The only monument that existed in Lions Park before we renovated it in 2002 honored Lance Corporal Eric V. Dixon, United States Marine Corps. Eric grew up here in Woodland Park. He went to high school here. He was the captain of many sports teams. He was the president of many of his classes. He led youth organizations. He was the stereotypical great American boy. Rather than be drafted during the Vietnam War, Eric enlisted. Recently married, he deployed to Vietnam not to return home again. He was killed in May of 1968, and the community mourned. We had hoped that this would be the last memorial that we would ever place in Lions Park. That would not be true. Before we talk about the other memorials, though, I'd like to share with you some of the symbolism in Lions Park. We have a very simple yet meaningful dedication to 9/11/2001. Everyone remembers the three areas that were hit hardest: New York City, the Pentagon, and Western Pennsylvania. Our remembrance is very simple. It's two pillars of Pikes Peak granite, locally quarried, surrounding the Twin Towers, the shape of the Pentagon, honoring the Pentagon in Washington, D.C. Between the Pentagon and the Twin Towers, green junipers representing the grassy fields of Western Pennsylvania. Surrounding one of the Twin Towers is a simple black drape that we place every September 11th. We did so again this morning with about 200 folks present. Surrounding the Pentagon, surrounding the Twin Towers, surrounding the fields of Western Pennsylvania, the 5 Department of Defense flags. Underneath the U.S. flag is the POW MIA flag to honor those who are still missing or are still prisoners. We must never forget them. To the right of that flag is the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers flag. Soon after we finished the design of this, in fact, when we were under construction, a gentleman came to me and said, "I lost my father in Vietnam, and I promised myself that whenever I had sufficient funds, I would create a memorial for him." A local sculptor created this piece of artwork so that this man would not be forgotten. You can see it's a very traditional battlefield cross, the weapon between the boots with the helmet on top. The man who contributed this wanted this to be anonymous. There are no names here. There's the poem In Flanders Field. The man loved that poem. He loved poppies. The base of this is surrounded by poppies. On the pedestal is the only thing that personalizes this memorial, and that is the single red rose that you can see there. This man loved roses, and on Memorial Day and other holidays, and this man's birthday, we would see a live red rose placed here by a loving family member. As we finished the installation of this and dedicated the park, we dedicated the park on the 4th of July, 2002. Many people were here. We had representatives from our police force, from our firefighting force, from our military. In fact, a young soldier that grew up here in Woodland Park from the 4th Engineer Battalion represented our military on that day. Our hope then was that we would never have to add another memorial to a service member or a first responder that sacrificed their life for our country. Sadly, that would not be true. Master Sergeant Richard Lee Ferguson, United States Army Special Forces, enlisted when he was 17 years old. Years later, he was serving with the 10th Special Forces Group at Fort Carson. He'd been on a classified mission overseas. He was sent to the Pentagon on a special assignment on September 9th, 2001, his birthday. He had recently submitted his retirement paperwork just days before 9/11/2001. He was in the Pentagon when American Airlines Flight 77 hit the building. The Army denied all retirements as they prepared for war. In late 2003, he asked to deploy to Iraq. He told his wife, "I have so much to share. Inexperienced soldiers are dying and I can help." He deployed and never came home. I'd like to share with you some of the memorabilia that are on his memorial. And again, it's the simple battlefield cross, only this time it reflects the uniqueness of Special Forces. The weapon between the jump boots, the green beret on top of the weapon, Master Sergeant Ferguson's awards and decorations. And you can see that on this corner, there's the Boy Scout emblem. Not only was he a soldier, but he was also a servant to his community by leading Boy Scout units. You can also see a replica of the helmet that he was wearing when he was killed in action. What we want to do here is create a place that is memorable. We wanted this park to be a contemplative area where people could come and reflect on what's happened in the past, what could happen in the future. It's also a lesson for our children. The state flags are here. The day they came into the Union, they're here. So families can enjoy a wonderful picnic lunch, learn a little bit of history about our country, and also honor those who have made the ultimate sacrifice.
This park is a special place. It's a hallowed ground. It's a patriotic place for every national holiday that we have. Over 30,000 vehicles pass this every day. And so when they see these flags, they remember.
It's a special and sacred place to be. It's a place where they can come and bring their families and reflect on the past, the present, and the future. You know, we can't forget about what these memorials stand for and the times that we come here to reflect on the things that have happened in the past. Because if we don't remember our past, we'll continue to take and make the same mistakes over and over again.
On the day when the flags are high, this park means to me, we still remember. This park is a commitment not to forget. This park is a commitment to remember the service of those that have come before us.
I think it's a place where it helps the community to focus on itself, helps people to recognize that, hey, we do have something in town that helps reflect on good things and bad things.
Thank you for allowing me the opportunity to share with you Lions Park here in Woodland Park, Colorado. I hope that your visit to Lions Park today has been impactful. We wanted this park to help people remember the events of 9/11, to honor those who have served and sacrificed for our country.